So, we finally safely made it back to Cowes Harbour, which was quite eventful because Andy lost his hat about an hour ago and I lost my hat, which was my favourite hat. And it even had a little safety tag on it so you could clip it to your clothes. And I didn't bother putting the safety tag on. What an idiot. So we both lost our hats, but we've had a good day out. And I thought it'd be useful just to summarise, what is it that people should be doing to prepare for quantum? We've mentioned the potential dangers and the benefits and things like that, but we're a few years out. You could get ahead of the curve by doing certain things. So Andy, I mean, maybe reiterating some of the points we made before or anything new. I mean, what could a layperson or even a technologist be doing to sort of prepare for quantum as it comes through?
Well, I think the main thing is quantum computing is now a when rather than an if. It's definitely coming. So the key thing is for any organisation is to find out what application areas in your organisation are most likely to be the ones that quantum can help with. Because it can't help with every problem. It's not a general purpose computing thing. So there will be certain classes of application which it's suited more than others. And so the key thing is to learn enough about what quantum can do, the broad application areas, so you start to look for those areas in your organisation.
Is there a particular industry sector? We mentioned defence before for obvious reasons, but are there any other industry sectors that probably should pay more attention than maybe others?
Well, we're seeing a lot of interest in the financial services sector, A, because they've got money to throw at it, and B, because whoever gets the first little tiny advantage will make a ton of money. And that's what it's all about, same way as high volume trading. Made $1 trillion for the first person to use it, and then everybody else did it the next day, and so they didn't. That's one of the biggest areas. But we're also seeing it a lot in anybody who's doing any kind of chemistry, so pharmaceutical and chemistry research. But then apart from that, it's very broad brush. So almost every organisation does optimisation. So pick a sector.
Yeah, understood. And I suppose, and it's not currently, it's quite a big investment, isn't it, to think it through and make sure that you're using it correctly and stuff like that. So it's probably at the moment very corporate heavy, the bigger companies. But can you see a world where smaller entities will get access to these sorts of good technologies?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And when quantum starts to become more mainstream, you'll start to see the quantum processing capability built into the lower level libraries in applications that we use. So people won't have to worry about how it's doing it. They'll just turn on the QPU flag and the quantum processor, which is either be in a data center somewhere in their data center, or maybe one day a QPU will be on the circuit board of the computer next to the GPU and the FPU, the floating point unit, and the graphical processing unit, doing the quantum part of a computation. I mean, if you'd have said to somebody 50 or 60 years ago that this room full of computer will one day be in your pocket and we'll swap them out every 18 months, they'd have laughed at you. So never say never to there one day being a quantum computer in your pocket.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? And so I suppose, again, your layman professional, procurement professional, technologist, so any company, there is the potential to get the benefit of quantum, but it might be more accelerated in bigger companies or companies that do a lot of specific research or mathematical equation type stuff. In preparation for it coming on a more mainstream basis, what resources are there out there to try and sort of help people learn about things?
Well, there's lots of information on the IBM website, because as I say, we're trying to train a whole new generation of quantum programmers. So ibm.com/quantum. You can sign up and get a free access to our quantum computers. There's loads of tutorials, starting with the quantum coin flip, which is the hello world of quantum. So you take one qubit, put it into superposition state, move the dot round to the equator, then look at it, and that's exactly 50-50. And I remember the first time I did that, it was about 7 or 8 years ago now, a real tingle down the spine of I'm running this program, even though the answer's only tails, on a piece of computing hardware that almost nobody else in the world has touched before.
Wow, yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? And if you're, as we both are in this sort of space, this stuff is quite exciting, isn't it? I mean,
hugely, yeah.
And I know it makes it sound very geeky, but I think it has such potential for good. Actually driving that sort of behaviour is really sensible, I think. And so IBM's website being one, and we've mentioned sort of trade bodies and stuff like that in the future. I mean, I suppose largely it's to watch this space stay close to the press, I suppose?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, the press are all over this, and as soon as any little hint of a quantum advantage rears its ugly head, or people cracking of RSA with 2 or 3 bits rather than 2,000 bits, you'll see it in the press. So yeah, absolutely watch this space.
I think my main learnings from today is things like Y2Q, which I love the phrase, by the way, coming as soon as it might be, is quite a shocker.
Yeah.
And somehow we need to really work out.
It's a shock to me, actually. 4 weeks ago, wow,
Well,
the world's just changed.
Even last week, we obviously get the press about some Chinese student who managed to hack RSA, limited keys.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in this space that you've really got to stay abreast of it, because it could fundamentally change a lot, which is quite scary.
No, will, not could.
Will, yeah. No, yeah, really.
Very much so. This is definitely coming.
So we're just pulling up at the marina. Someone's nicked my spot, which is a bit rude. So I'm going to have to try and work out how to dock it in.
Got me there.
So yeah, I'm going to go G1. So yeah, Andy, look, I mean, I might just touch and go because then we can get ourselves home. Really, really grateful for your time. It's been
pleasure.
very,
It's been
very
great.
interesting.
Thanks for taking me out in your boat.
It's no problem, and you drove it a lot better than I did, in fairness. We didn't nearly lose Harry off the front, and I'm very sorry about your quantum hat. I'll have to find you another one.
I'm sure I'll find another one. At least we used the little diagram when I needed a prop.
Yeah, lucky we didn't lose it before then. So I suppose, I think just see you soon, hopefully.
Sure.
It's been brilliant seeing you today, and I'm glad we've got the weather. But fundamentally, it's been really useful. And if anyone wants to get in touch with Andy, do you want to give us your social?
Yeah, at NDSC, ANDYSC. I'm pretty much anywhere. Blue Sky, Mastodon.
Anywhere except
Twitter.
LinkedIn.
And not on LinkedIn, but Twitter. I've still got an account there, but obviously I don't look at it because it's a bit of a cesspit. With all due respect to Mr. Musk.
Excellent. Okay, well, look, Andy, really appreciate your time. I'm going to focus on parking up rather than
Cheers, Phil.
crashing into the jetty.
Thank you.
Hopefully see you soon.
Thanks a lot.